Hi, and welcome to Between the Lines. I'm Jade,
And I'm Laura.
and we're here to talk everything health, wellness,
Homeschooling, relationships.
sex lives, and everything in between. Today, we are going to have a chat about motherhood, specifically what we thought early motherhood would be and what it was actually like.
The reality.
And, maybe we could talk about how we're through the other side a little bit. Well,
Yeah.
I'm through the other side a little bit.
Yeah.
And how it changes and sort of fills out as the years go by.
Yeah. And you think, oh, I'm through the toddler stage. It's going to be sweet. And all the parents laugh.
Yes. And then you talk about how you have an 11-year-old teenager and then all the parents with teenagers laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't get easier. It gets different.
It's just different. Yeah, I agree. Every stage has been different and every stage has been better than the last. I loved Alice as a newborn,
Yeah.
but one of the most challenging things for us was the lack of sleep.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
It absolutely, I feel like it crippled me the first 6 months. I used to dread the nighttime. Like after 6 p.m., I would be in a panic thinking how many times I'm going to have to get up for Kai.
Yeah. Alice didn't sleep through the night until she was 5. So I had 5 long years, but those first 6 to 12 months, I remember sitting upright in a chair, trying not to fall asleep, nursing a newborn for I don't know how many time in the same hour.
Yeah.
It was just...
You become, it's rough. Words. Yeah. You definitely turn into a bit of a robot. You're just waking up, feeding, praying that they go back to sleep for at least 45 minutes and then you're up again.
Yeah.
And I used to sneak out of the bed and try not to wake Mike up, and I'd go into the lounge and with Kai. And second and third child, screw that. Like, you're awake with me.
Well, we were traveling Australia. So when Alice was 10 days old, we packed up a caravan and headed off around Australia with a newborn in a caravan and a Doberman.
That is wild.
And I remember pulling up, because we free camped the whole way. So I could go 7 days before I had to stay in a caravan park.
Yeah.
That was to deal with the poo explosions. The spewy clothes. Like I'd have a bucket of sand.
Yeah.
And clothes would go in there daily.
Yeah.
And I'd want to do my washing and wash my hair.
Yeah.
Every 7 days, right?
Yeah.
Because we were off grid. So you only had so much power, so much water.
Sounds like the dream.
It was actually so relaxing because, except for night times.
Yeah.
But I remember pulling up in a truck stop and it's like people are afraid to camp by themselves. So there's lots of dedicated truck stops around Australia where you can pull in with your caravan. And one night on the way going across the Nullarbor, there was these people going over for a bike tour of South Australia, like Tour de France, but in South Australia, right? That's how they described it to me.
Yeah.
But they pitched their swags right next to our caravan. Like if Scott got out in the middle of the night to pee, he'd trip over them.
Oh my God.
And I remember saying to Scott, if they want to sleep next to a screaming baby all night, they can have it.
Yeah.
Because that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Like she screamed all night. You'd put her to bed. You couldn't even put her down. As soon as you put her in a bassinet, we had the table removed, so there was a cot and bassinet in the van.
Mm.
But as soon as you put her down, she'd wake up.
Oh,
and then she'd scream for a feed.
Yeah. And did you co-sleep, or that didn't work either?
Well, I was new mum, terrified of co-sleeping.
Yeah, okay.
So I would sit upright in a chair, trying not to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So I'd have a book and a book light, and I'm not a big, I'm not a big fiction reader. Or I'm not a big book reader at all. I don't do mysteries or sex books or anything that people are into these days. So I was trying not to fall asleep reading a book that I didn't really enjoy with a book light in a caravan, trying not to wake Scott up.
You needed a business book.
I did need a business. Maybe I should have had businesses instead of babies,
Yeah.
but anyway.
Oh, that sounds rough. Like, yeah, Kai he had colic.
Yep.
So he wouldn't go to the toilet. So I would be with him. Yeah, every 45 minutes he'd be awake. But then during the day, he would be screaming and screaming till he eventually did a poo.
Yep.
And yeah, I just remember having him lying on my lap and he's screaming his head off. And I'm by myself at home thinking, what the hell do I do? I don't know what to do. And I've had different, you get different advice.
Yep.
And I was trying all these different things and nothing was working. Yeah. And I was just looking at the hours for when Mike would get home. And yeah, it's just, and you're recovering from the birth as well.
Yep.
So I had C-section, so I couldn't get up and around very quickly at all and pick him up and all of that. So it was really tough for me mentally.
I remember calling my mother-in-law, and she'd often talked about how she's got 3 kids and none of them slept. My mother-in-law was my rock. And I remember calling her one night and I was in tears. I'm like, I don't want to hurt my baby, but I can understand why people lose the plot.
Yeah.
And I could understand why people lost the plot. I was nowhere near losing the plot, but I got it.
Oh, yeah.
Because you do feel so overwhelmed. Your baby's crying. You don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
You've had no sleep for the past 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first stage of early motherhood is rough.
Yeah.
Is rough. And I think, some people tell you it's rough and you don't believe them. Yes. Maybe you just look at it with rose-colored glasses.
I definitely did.
Yeah.
And my mum was all about kids and she talked about it being the best thing ever. And there was never it's hard work. There was never anything like that given to me. So I've gone in with it like, I got this.
Yes. This is amazing. Yeah. Well, I struggled with because I had such a hard time getting pregnant. So obviously we did IVF that I felt like I had to be grateful every moment of every day.
Yeah.
Because babies are hard to come by.
Yeah.
Right? So I felt like in those early years, you had to be grateful. Oh, well, she doesn't sleep through the night, but she's a beautiful growing baby who likes to feed.
Yeah.
I had to be grateful for everything.
Yeah.
I fucking wasn't. No, that's not whether.
Yeah. I agree 100%. Yeah. Well, at least your baby's healthy. And I'm like, but he's screaming 3 hours in the day. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to find the positivity as well.
Yeah.
And I think being in the fitness industry, it wasn't anytime soon I was going to be getting back to what I was doing. I couldn't even drive for the first, I can't remember how long it was, 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
So I felt like I had lost myself a lot, my identity.
Yeah. Well, I was in the gym the night before I went into labor. Yep. I was still working out the night before I went into labor, but I lost 2.2 liters of blood.
Jeez.
In the birth. Yeah. The placenta ruptured, didn't come away, whatever it was. And I got rushed off to emergency surgery moments after Alice was born.
Wow.
But I was so weak. And they didn't give me an iron infusion or anything like that. And so I was so weak. I couldn't even shower alone.
Yeah.
Because I'd faint.
Yeah. Sure.
So it was that, you think that I had, a natural birth and you think with a natural birth, I'm going to bounce back.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm going to get back to being strong and I'm going to go back to the gym. And yeah, I think for 6 weeks, like even walking from the caravan to the shower block or to the toilet was a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely expect to get back to it a lot quicker than we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And having the motivation to get back into it when you're so tired as well.
Yes. Yeah.
I think the only thing that kept me keeping going was this is for me. I'm by myself. I don't have a baby attached to me. I'm going to the gym. I'm
See,
exhausted, but I'm going.
see, I didn't. Alice was like, you couldn't put her down.
Yeah.
So you couldn't. I was doing workouts in the caravan. I laid yoga mats in the center aisle of the caravan, and I could do squats holding Alice, and I could do lunges holding Alice,
Yeah.
and I could do thrusters holding. Yeah, but I couldn't even do a plank because if I put her down.
Yeah.
As time went on, so maybe about the 7th month mark, like she'd let you like kiss her doing a push-up.
Yeah.
That lasted for about 6 push-ups before I had to pick her up again.
Oh,
But she slept in the car, so traveling was good,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So she'd wake us up early, we'd get up early, hit the road, drive for a couple of 100 Ks. We were quite lazy travelers. And then you'd be in the truck stop, and she used to love the pram.
Yeah.
So the only time you could put her down was in the pram. So when I was able to walk again, that was great. I was just walking up and down the truck stop.
Yeah.
Up and down. But at least I was moving again.
Yeah.
So that was my return to
Yeah.
fitness, walking up and down a truck stop or doing squats holding a newborn in a caravan.
Yeah.
When, only weeks, months earlier, I was still deadlifting and running on a treadmill and
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think that the pregnancy's hard? No. And it wasn't until after I'd had Kai that my mum was like, oh, yes, I remember walking the streets at 4 a.m. with your brother. And I was like, and you did tell me that. It never all comes out. Okay.
But it can't have been that bad. You know why?
Yeah.
You went back for 2 more.
Accidentally. That's Mike's fault. He looked at me in the hallway and then it happened. Or it might have been Christmas parties.
Christmas parties, yeah, Christmas parties, birthdays.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think we just did like a 10-minute bitch fest about the newborn stage. But I think one of the things that you realise when you come out of that fog and that haze is putting yourself first is important.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Because finding yourself again and being you again is what your baby needs.
Yeah.
What you need.
Yeah.
What your partner needs.
They want to see you smile.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's as hard as that is, finding the little joys. And I did say, because I felt like I had to be grateful all the time. In a way, it did help me being able to find the little joys every day because I had to be grateful. Yeah. It made that phase a lot easier. Yeah. Bearable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bearable. That's a good word.
I don't know if it can be an easy phase if you've had a tough start.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's you figure out the short amount of time that you have, what am I going to do with it?
Yep.
And what is important to me?
Yep.
So whether it's fitness or doing something creative, or a side business, but
a long hot shower where you wash your hair.
Oh man, that's so good. Without a baby staring at you. Yeah, they all came into the bathroom on the little bouncers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because we were traveling, I'd wash Alice. We had a baby bath and, you'd boil the water so that you've got hot water for everyone.
Yeah.
And you'd wash her first and then you'd get in there to, you'd sort of hand the baby off and then you'd hop in and just shut the shower door for a moment.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. If your partner's there, well, I guess Scott was always there, but if I was at home by myself, I'd always be listening out for a scream, especially when I had multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So showers weren't always very relaxing unless Mike was home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And getting back to fitness made a massive difference to my mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely made a massive difference to my mindset. Even though my workouts were limited, as I said, squats, lunges, the occasional push-up where you kiss the baby while they're laying on the floor.
Yeah.
It was enough to start to feel like me again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for the kids to see you doing these things for yourself, that my time is valuable as well. And I'm here for you,
Yep.
but mum also has to give to herself.
Yep.
And then they learn, oh, I also have to give to myself as they get older.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's about, we talked about in previous podcasts about modeling, the way we wish that things had been modeled for us. Kids bring so much, we talked about how hard it is, but they bring so much joy and love into your life, and you won't be grateful for them every moment of every day.
No.
Let's get that straight.
Yeah.
Right?
Lay it out on the table there.
But they do bring so much to your life that you want to give them these tools.
Yeah.
So that their life is easier than your life.
I want to be better for them.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
And I think that is the struggle as a parent. Well, for me, I'm always reflecting.
Yep.
What I'm doing, what I'm not doing, how is this going to impact them?
I don't know if that's self-reflection or just guilt trap, but anyway.
But no, like the things that you're doing for yourself, there is intention there that they see that as well.
Yeah, and it does start from in those early years. It does start in those early years when you are able to get back to exercising, or if you manage to have a night out, or if you meet a friend for coffee.
Yeah.
It does start in those early years, and we just keep building on it.
Yep.
But the love you feel for a child is like no other.
Yes.
Even if you're not grateful or in love with them every moment of every day, because sometimes they can be little assholes.
Yeah. But it's like you were saying, the baby snuggles, and they slow you down. And I never had so much time on the couch, just lying there, sleeping on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And breastfeeding and those quiet times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, if you were lucky enough to breastfeed, or breastfeeding wasn't your thing, breastfeeding was definitely something that I really wanted to do.
Yeah. And
that connection, you just don't even know what to compare it to.
Yeah.
Neither. And you know what? I was so we made it to 16 months, I think Alice was, when she was ready to give up breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she was ready, but I was done.
Yeah.
I was touched out.
Yeah.
Like I was done.
Yeah.
But I was still very sad when it stopped.
Yeah. Like I say, it's that quiet time together. It is so intimate's the wrong word, but it's that connection.
Yeah, it's that connection. It's that it's just that connection that is like no other, and sitting down and cuddling your newborn, whether you're breastfeeding or not, even just the cuddling.
Well, it's nurturing them and nourishing them.
It's a connection like no other.
Yeah.
Yeah. It made all the sleepless nights 100% worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe 95%.
I think, yeah. With Ollie, because he had meningitis when he was born. So I breastfed him till he was 2 to try to just get his nourishment for a bit longer.
Yep.
But as I had, Ollie and Shay, I enjoyed the breastfeeding more. So I was more willing to let it go. Whereas with Kai, I was like, I'm done.
I told him, I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah. And, that's different for everybody.
Oh,
everybody
definitely.
has their time when they're ready. And that's also, it's nothing to be ashamed of when you say that you're done. You do need your body back. And the food that you're eating, you actually get all of the nutrients for yourself. So, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely, breastfeeding, when you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea of it makes your skin crawl. Sitting down for that long is just, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I take my hat off to parents that are able to breastfeed past that.
Yeah.
You know, when they are done, because I wasn't. I couldn't go through. Like when I was done, we were done. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think for some as well, it's that nervousness of knowing that your baby might be upset and having to go through dealing with that.
Yeah.
But I can say it honestly doesn't last long. It's maybe 2 nights max and they were okay.
Yeah, ours was mainly during the day. So we hadn't been, she was making it through the night. So even though she didn't sleep through the night, she was making it through the night without a feed.
Yeah.
By this stage, we were co-sleeping because I was just done getting up every hour.
Yeah.
And it was mainly during the day. So you had to sort of rewire your brain. We were sort of in a different point where, okay, well, I no longer sat on the couch at lunchtime.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to go do things.
Yeah, now we're going to go do things. Yeah, but it was definitely a big shift. Like that connection was amazing, and then they start to get to that age where you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, as you come through the newborn phase and the developmental leaps and then life changes and then you get into a phase and you're like, oh, this is really good. Like, this is great. And then they'll like go backwards a little bit.
Yes.
And then they go forwards a bit. And basically the first 5 years is well, from what where Alice is 11, but from what I've heard, that's just what you deal with for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I had someone say to me, like, basically for the next couple of years, your life is a shit show. And I was like, cool.
As I said, every stage had its challenges, but every stage definitely has been very enjoyable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's, we're in that toddler phase, so everything she says is really cute. Everything. So to go back to your one, we're not talking about the same child. And, she's slightly more independent. She's toilet trained now, so there's that. But then in other ways, so still dependent on us. So, yeah.
But then you get through that toddler phase and then they start to be a little bit more independent. When they stop yelling for you to come and wipe their bum in the toilet is great.
Mm-hmm. I was forward to that day.
And then they start to, as they get older, they start to get a bit more independence as well. And, Alice will get her own breakfast.
Yeah.
And she can make her own lunch and chop her own fruit. And, once you get to that stage, you kind of miss those early years a little bit.
Yeah.
You kind of miss them being so dependent on you.
Yeah.
Because, well, you're just not needed as much.
Yeah. I know we dropped Kai off at his friend's and he doesn't even look back at Mike. He's gone. Mate, love you.
Yeah, I know, it feels good, but in the same instance, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where's my little friend who followed me around the house constantly?
Yeah, who had to sit on my lap when I went to the toilet.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah, we had to cling her. Yeah.
I wonder if that's a girl thing. Is that a girl thing, guys?
Oh, I don't know.
Shay's definitely more clingy than the boys
Is
were. She? Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've only got one. I can only tell you one.
Yeah.
No, my sister-in-law's got boys. They're pretty clingy.
Okay. Maybe I'm different with Shay. Maybe it's me.
Maybe because she's the last one.
Yes, absolutely last one. We sealed that deal when I was pregnant. Yeah, my body couldn't do any more pregnancies.
You know what? And it's hard, right? So kids weren't a deal breaker for me. I could have taken or left kids. Scott wanted kids, but every couple of years or so, we've looked into adopting and fostering many times. But I am a very empathetic person and I fall in love very quickly and very deeply.
Yeah.
And I remember going to one foster care, like, because you've got to go to, like, if you're interested in foster care, you've got to go to like a meeting and you sit in a room and they tell you about the system and how it all works. And I remember one of the long-term foster care carers there said to me, oh, even you could get a child that is in your care for 2 years and then they decide to reintegrate them back with their parents.
That'd be heartbreaking.
And I couldn't do that.
No.
It would just break my heart. And I couldn't do that to Alice because she
Yeah.
feels just as deeply as I do.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, but every couple of years same as adopting, so adoption in Western Australia is very, very rare. So to adopt, you'd have to look outside of Australia.
Mm.
Every couple of years, I get a little bit of the baby fever and I
Okay.
Google Google adoption and put my name down and get all the information sent through and then realise that Alice wipes her own bum and makes her own breakfast and I'm done.
There's enough babies in the gym that you can get all the cuddles.
I get all the loves.
Yeah.
I get all the loves.
Yeah. Yeah. I just couldn't get through the newborn phase again.
No,
Yeah.
I'm done there. No, I couldn't start again. No. It'd be 11 years difference for us. Not that we can, but it'd be 11 years difference for us and I couldn't. I just couldn't. We're past that now.
Yeah. Yeah. You got multiple other businesses going on there, your babies.
Yeah. I have businesses instead of babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking about, when you're doing out in your caravan, how hard that would have been just to have some support.
That was one of the hardest things is that not having that village around you.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly close with my family anyway, but Scott's mum is my ride or die. Like she is absolutely amazing. I'd be lost without my mother-in-law. But being on the other side of the country away from my mother-in-law and my stepdad, who was also such a pivotal part of my life, was really hard.
Yeah.
You didn't have, when you hadn't slept for 4 days and all you wanted to do was sit by yourself in silence, you didn't have that grandparent that could help out.
Yeah.
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 So it was just you and Scott.
It was, yeah. Oh, look, and don't get me wrong, we met some amazing people on the road. We got to Bundaberg in Queensland and we were parked next to a couple called Linda and Paul, and they were an older couple, older than us. And they kind of became a little bit like surrogate grandparents.
Oh, nice.
And, at least I could go to the toilet by myself.
Yeah. That is a win.
Yeah, when Scott was at work. Because, we found work along and in South Australia I had PT clients and they were amazing. Like I could bring Alice with me and PT clients.
Yeah.
Because that was how I got back to being me, was going back to being a personal trainer.
Yeah.
I met some amazing people, but it was never the village. Like you never had that girlfriend you could call or the grandparents that could come and watch them so you could have a night out. You didn't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have my family in New Zealand, so that was, that was really hard. Not being around my older sister also. We were pregnant at the same time. So we would talk on the phone, but I really missed that.
Yep.
And both of my ex-parents work almost full time, so they can't always, they help when they can.
Yeah.
I can just, it really does take that village. And the grandparents had such a big impact, back in the days of the tribes. And the parents were young and they got out and did the work. But we have to do the work and raise the kids.
Oh,
and
I remember when I was younger, my mum was a single mum, but she went back to work when my sister was, even before my sister, my mum was doing bits and pieces around work, but my nana was always there.
Yeah.
She'd pick you up from school.
Yeah.
You'd play table tennis after school. She'd teach you how to play 21. She taught you how to knit. But you were always surrounded by, or you'd go and spend school holidays with your aunties and uncles.
Yeah.
That was all part of it.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't feel like you get that these days because everyone's working.
Yep.
Most households, cost of living crisis, mum and dad have to work. Like we run 2 businesses. and when we make good money,
Yeah.
you still have to work hard
Yeah.
because cost of living crisis.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So everyone has to work, and you know what? Just circling back on that, like working is who I am. I've actually been doing a lot of self-reflection lately, and maybe we put this into another podcast, but I've been thinking about things in what actually is my ideal day and what actually makes me happy.
Yeah.
And working is part of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll touch on that on another podcast.
Yeah.
But mum and dad both work. A lot of grandparents are going, oh, well, we've done our time. We're off. They're like,
Yeah.
fuck you. We're off.
Yeah. They've done their hard yards.
Yeah. Whereas when we were kids, our grandparents, so their parents, were in there.
Yeah.
They didn't have to pay for daycare. They didn't have to pay for after school care. We were picked up after school.
Yeah.
And I feel like because we've lost so much connection these days, that's part of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were the same. We got picked up from my grandparents. My dad's parents are from England, so they moved to New Zealand to be with us while we were young, and they really helped a lot. We were with them a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm even finding that I'm not working full time, but homeschooling. I don't know how I could. I mean, I guess I'd put the kids into school if I needed to. That's the way it would have to be if I was going to start working.
But then there's a challenge in that in itself, because then you've also got to drop them off at school and pick them up.
Yeah. So it'd still have to be part-time work.
And that's the challenge, right? Whereas, and that's where, kids go into daycare. Like when I went back to work full time, Alice went into daycare.
Yeah.
Full-time hours of daycare. Like I'd drop her off at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd pick her up at 6 o'clock at night, 12 hours.
Yeah.
And in the end, I couldn't keep doing that.
Yeah.
The guilt was just too much for me. One of the reasons that we started the business, but I feel like if we had that village, if we had that family that lived close, so none of our family actually lives in Perth now. So we're back in Perth, and all the grandparents live in Albany. So if you want to do a night out, you've got to book them 4 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I've got a wedding to go to. Can you come up?
We still have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Booking in the babysitting.
Yeah. Like Alice has got to have surgery in November, and Scott and I have got something on that we need to do, and usually we just drag Alice with us.
Yeah.
But I'm now like, well, okay, that's November. If I book my mother-in-law now, we've got it sorted.
Yeah. Yeah. The kids had a sleepover last night. So yeah, we try to make the most of when we get a sleepover.
Yep.
I think that's the other part of it, is losing yourself. It's like losing the relationship. And if you don't get those nights off together, that can be really testing on being able to connect to each other.
Definitely. And we've had the talk about, fitting it in when you can. Yeah. But you can't always fit it in when you can.
And even when you do have the time, you're too tired and you fall asleep on the couch.
I'm sorry, mate. But that's just the way it is. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, the not having a village is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you create your own village and you find your friends, and especially homeschooling as well. And you have to also find people that you trust to be with your kids. So
that's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah. Well, especially you guys are a really tight unit, the three of you. So allowing Alice to be with an adult by herself, that's...
Yeah, and that's really that we are a tight unit. We wouldn't keep up with everything that we do in life without us being a tight unit. It works well for us.
Yeah.
And, in hindsight, we probably wouldn't be doing what we're doing today if we'd had more than one child.
Yeah.
But even letting go is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, letting go and feeling comfortable for Alice to go and stay somewhere else is hard for all of us. We all have different little hang-ups that make that challenging.
Yeah.
Alice is very routines driven.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of breaking up a routine to go and stay somewhere else for her is just overwhelming.
Yeah.
Me, there's the mum guilt.
Yeah.
Babies are hard to come by.
Yeah.
And Scott, it's the same thing. Like, she's it.
Yeah.
You lose one.
Yeah.
And there's nothing left after that. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's challenging.
Yeah.
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 Guys, I think we have talked enough about parenting in the early years and why we believe it's probably harder now than it was for our parents.
Yes.
And it does come down to that village.
Yeah. And to actually have these conversations about the reality of what it's like and what you're going to be in for and how you can get the support beforehand.
Yeah,
And you've got to talk about it. I didn't reach out, and I think that was half of the issue.
Yeah, you do have to reach out. And as I said, I reached out to my mother-in-law and I felt this overwhelming sense of relief.
Yeah.
When you've got someone on the other side of the country telling you that, yeah, you do feel like that.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I'm not the only one. I'm not crazy. I'm not a shit mum.
Yeah.
Everyone went through this.
Yeah. I remember the first time when Alice, we'll quickly circle back, Alice rolled off something. It was very low to the ground, but when she first started rolling, I took my eyes off her for like a second.
Yeah.
And she rolled off something. And I remember calling my mother-in-law and I'm like, I'm not well. She's like, anyone who tells you their baby hasn't rolled off something is a liar.
Absolutely. 1, 2, 3, all rolled off the bed. Yeah.
Yep. But, you feel so alone without that tribe, without that village.
Yeah.
Reach out to someone.
Yeah.
Reach out to someone. Tell them what's going on. Share to your partner if you have a partner. Go to mum's group if you don't have a partner and you need to reach out to someone.
Yeah.
But make those connections, even if it is a text message at 2 a.m. in the morning when you're breastfeeding.
Yeah.
I had a PT client in South Australia who had a baby who was similar age to Alice, and messaging her at 2 a.m. in the morning when we were both awake breastfeeding was a lifesaver.
Yeah.
So, yeah, reach out to those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who've gone through it or who are going through it.
Yeah, because we're all in it together.
Yeah.
All right, guys, if you have felt let me rephrase that. If you have felt like this podcast has been helpful, please give it a big like and a subscribe. If you feel like you know someone who would love our podcast, please share it to them. We would love to get it out there to help more people.
Yeah, and share our stories. We love to hear from you as well and what you've been through. You never know who that can help, who listens or reads.
Including us.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.